Hello everybody, and in today's video, me and my friend Caleb
Hello.
are going to be going over Proverbs 3, so let's start reading. So in verse 1, "My son, do not forget my teaching, but let your heart keep my commandments. For length of days and years of life, and peace they will add to you. Let not steadfast love and faithfulness forsake you. Bind them around your neck, write them on the tablet of your heart. So you will find favor and good success in the sight of God and man. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make you straight your paths. Be not wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and turn away from evil. It will be healing to your flesh and refreshment to your bones. Honor the Lord with your wealth and the first fruits of all your produce. Then your barns will be filled with plenty, and your vats will be bursting with wine. My son, do not despise the Lord's discipline or be weary of his reproof. For the Lord reproves him whom he loves, as a father the son in whom he delights. Blessed is the one who finds wisdom and the one who gets understanding, for the gain from her is better than gain from silver, and her profit better than gold. She is more precious than jewels, and nothing you desire can compare with her. Long life is in her right hand, and in her left are riches and honor. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to those who lay hold of her. Those who hold her fast are called blessed.
The Lord by wisdom founded the earth, by understanding he established the heavens. By his knowledge the deeps broke open, and the clouds dropped down the dew. My son, do not lose sight of these. Keep sound wisdom and discretion, and they will be life for your soul and adornment for your neck. Then you will walk on your way securely, and your foot will not stumble. If you lie down, you will not be afraid, and when you lie down, your sleep will be sweet. Do not be afraid of sudden terror, or of the ruin of the wicked when it comes, for the Lord will be your confidence, and will be your foot of being caught. Do not withhold good from those to whom it is due, when it is in your power to do it. Do not say to your neighbor, "Go and come again tomorrow, I will give it," when you have it with you. Do not plan against your neighbor who dwells trustingly beside you. Do not contend with a man for no reason when he has done no harm to you. Do not envy a man of his violence, and do not choose any of his ways. For the devious person is abomination to the Lord, but the upright are in his confidence. The Lord's curse is on the house of the wicked, but he blesses the dwelling of the righteous. Toward the scorners he is scornful, but to the humble he gives favor. The wise will inherit honor, but fools get disgrace.
And now, to further expand on this chapter, we are going to go through the main verses and ways that we can apply this into our lives, and basically the things that we took away. So in verse 1, throughout this chapter, King Solomon is addressing his son, and shown in the first verse, he is asking his son to not forget what he taught his son, and to keep Solomon's commandments and remember his instructions to dictate his actions. And then, going down into verse 3, it talks about the attributes and the description of God and how his steadfast love and how he is forever faithful to us. And when Solomon says to bind them around your neck and write them onto your heart, he basically is trying to say to just be faithful to the Lord and obey one's parents. In verse 4, through doing such actions, by keeping those things close to you, you will find favor in God and man. And then in verses 5 and 6, they are very popular verses for a good reason. And so Solomon is saying to basically give it all to God and trust in him, and he will make your path straight. And do not lean off purely what you think, and do not be arrogant or prideful in your thoughts, but instead acknowledge God in everything that you do, and he'll make your path straight. Don't try to force relationships, knowledge, or situations, but instead give it all to God and wait on his timing. Don't be led by your emotions or pridefulness, but by God's path for you. Then, in verse 7, it is basically talking about humbling yourself before the Lord, to know that he is all-powerful, and that we should fear his power as we've seen it before in the flood. And in the first part of this verse, it's basically just saying, don't be prideful and powered by what you think is the only right thing. And then finally, in verses 9 and 10, 9 is basically just saying that we need to give what is most important to us, and by giving the things that already belong to him. In this context, it is the first fruits of their produce, which is their most important thing. But in our lives, it may be TV, video games, or money. And that's also why tithing is talked a lot about in the Bible, and how we should tithe 10% of our income to God because it already belongs to him and he deserves it all. We are given the grace to only have to give him 10% of that. And then in verse 10, it explains that when we do that, and when we give our first fruits to God and honor him with our wealth, then our reward will be plentiful and honorable.
So, from verses 19 to 24, to me, I think the verse is saying that God built the heavens and earth by using good knowledge and judgment, which comes out to be wisdom. And because of that, you should make wisdom your guide too. And when you do, you'll make better choices, have greater peace, and live with a deeper sense of security. Forwarding that, in verses 25 through 26, it explains that you shouldn't be afraid during a tight circumstance or triumph, but to ask God for extra help or confidence to catch you while you're worried or scared. In 29 and 30, these verses tell us to be trustworthy and peace-loving. God wants us to have relationships based off love and honesty, instead of deceitfulness and lies. Instead of looking for ways to harm others or stir up arguments, we're called to treat people fairly and protect the trust they place in us. 31 and 32 also explain that appearances can be deceiving. Someone who gains success through violence or dishonesty may look like they're winning, but God is not pleased with that kind of life. Instead of envying them, we should choose integrity because God values an upright heart more than worldly success. Ultimately, a close relationship with God is worth far more than temporary power or wealth. In 33 through 35 is basically talking about that people who reject God and live proud end up getting consequences for what they do. But people who stay humble and listen to God get his favor and blessing. The main idea is that wisdom is good and pride is bad, and wisdom overall leads to a better life.
Thank you everybody for watching, and I hope that you guys were able to take something away from this, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.